Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 28.
Listen here, man. Before we get into it, I want y'all to subscribe, like, comment, share, all the above with this show. This is one of my favorite shows. So much happened in this episode that I actually want to give this show that we're going to review a title that we're going to title this review.
Okay.
Do you want to know the title, Blair?
What's the title?
I said, do you want to know the
title?
Yes,
I do.
Okay. Stormi's Culture. That's going to be the name of this review right here. Stormi's Culture. Come on, Blair. Walk us through this episode. I got a lot to say.
We start with Stormi storming out.
Continuation.
Yeah. Stormi saying that Marsau is using culture in a condescending way.
Okay.
And when you call Stormi out is what Tisha's saying. When you call her out, she gets offended. Stormi says she's done with the energy. She's been done with the energy since she met up with Tisha. And Tisha was saying, well, why would you even invite us to come out if you were done with my energy? She was like, I could have been at home for all of this.
Matter of fact, stop right there, because I almost got mad. Y'all was an hour and a half late. You should have stayed home. Sorry for making you
Yeah.
Sorry for making you cough.
Yeah.
But you was an hour and a half late. You should have stayed home. There's so many things. Can I walk this scene?
Let's break it down.
Let's break it down. For one, just the little small things. There was parts of the conversation where Stormi took a fake phone call outside. Maybe it was real. Who knows? While she was outside, you actually see Marsau and Courtney piece it up.
Yeah.
They dapped. So whatever rift that she's trying to create between Marsau and Courtney, basically saying like Courtney's going to beat you up. Courtney's going to hang you over the window by your ankles and things like that. It's not real. Stormi says she's done with the energy. You mean the energy that you are giving off?
You're the only one with the stank energy in the room, to be honest. Even if Marsau was over here throwing little jabs, being funny, talking about your culture, it does seem like it's your culture. Even they flash back to the dinner, and when he said, in Stormi's culture, maybe like such and such is normal. And Stormi sat there and said, well, yeah, in my culture it is. She wasn't offended during that time.
She said that she'd been a bee since she was 3.
She said it herself.
It's your culture. It's your culture. Continue, Blair. Matter of fact, there's one more thing.
Go ahead.
I don't want to, even though I am going off on what Stormi is saying, I'm only going off by the character she's portraying on the show. I do not know this woman. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, Tisha, right? You know you was wrong, right? I do feel some type of way, and I'm not saying Tisha has to fight. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not about the fighting. Y'all too old to be fighting. Y'all got kids. Y'all got businesses. There has to be some type of like checking of how many times you gonna let this woman call your husband B. There has to be a conversation about that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Now, just because she called your husband B doesn't give you the right to go on her website and take her information.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But there is no... Everything can't be funny to you. You can't laugh off awkwardness.
Yeah.
You can't laugh off awkwardness all the time saying, like, like, if you're going to be like this, why do you invite us out? Like, no. There needs to be some type of putting your foot down saying, this could be the last time we going to be out and you call my husband out his name.
Right. Just like, what?
Or else we ain't going to be out with y'all no more.
Right. And it could be as simple as, like you said, don't nobody need to be out in the streets fighting. But just be like, yeah, Stormi, we ain't doing this with you. I don't know what type of time you on, but we ain't doing it.
No, I know what type of time you on. It's Stormi's culture.
Yeah.
This is her words. This is not my words.
Yeah.
This is her words.
And Marsau, I think he does a good job of doing that, being like, and I even liked when he was just like, Stormi, I'm going to just have to start ignoring you. Because if I'm sitting up here telling you don't call me a name, and you go over here calling me a name in a roundabout way, like... Okay, well, you don't matter to me no more.
And this is
I can't care about what you say because you don't listen. You don't respect boundaries.
And this is why I don't really bang with the character that Stormi is portraying on the show. Remember, I don't know the lady, so I'm not going to speak on her personally. But the character that she's portraying on the show, I don't like the fact because she got in the confessional and she was like they took that's me being transparent and me being vulnerable. I'm paraphrasing. And now he's trying to make it seem like I was born. I remember when he was talking to Tisha saying like you from the other side of the tracks and stuff like that. It seemed like they are repackaging storylines and just switching out characters. Yeah. So instead of saying the other side of the tracks with Tisha, he's just saying Stormi's culture with Stormi. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But we will see more Stormi throughout this episode. Continue.
Yeah, moving on. We go to the next scene. We're at Kimmi and Maurice's house.
Yeah.
And Kimmi has got a sex therapist for them.
Yeah.
Before the sex therapist comes, Maurice is telling Kimmi again, all of this is in your head.
Yeah.
It's all in your head.
Yeah.
So irritating. Kimmi talks to the counselor. The counselor comes in, separates them so she could talk to them individually. Mm-hmm. And she tells the counselor that after cancer, her libido was really low. Yeah. And she rates their intimacy a 4 out of 10. But Maurice makes his need a priority. Like, this is a big deal for him.
Yeah.
Maurice thinks this is all in her head. Yeah. He tells the therapist. And he rates their intimacy, not their sex life, their intimacy a 2 to 3 out of 10. Mm-hmm. And the doctor says that chemo reduces sex drive and it'll take time and effort for you guys to build back up to where you were. Mm-hmm. And what intimacy do you want? Mm-hmm. And Kimmi says that she needs more time. Mm-hmm. Her love language is acts of service. Mm-hmm. But with the intimacy, it's that quality time. Yeah. And they are going to work on intimacy first. Mm-hmm. So she has them do an exercise where they sit facing each other. And she said, just do this 5 minutes every day just to build that intimacy and closeness.
Yeah, there's also something happening in this scene that Maurice said he didn't really put 2 and 2 together, that she was a single mom. Mm-hmm. So because she kept saying something about seeing him like do stuff around the house, like the handiwork, like building stuff. And I was like, Maurice was a builder? Mm-hmm. But because she was a single mom and she was doing everything, seeing him do things and actually attribute to actually help and things like that, it kind of made her feel good, because it's like, wow, I really had to do everything, but now I don't. I have a helpmate. Yeah. Now let's go back to the top of the scene, Blair. Mm-hmm. I don't like this scene at all. Mm. In the comments below, write 0 Maurice. I don't know. I really could have thought of something better. Don't write 0 Maurice. The minute I think of something different, then y'all can write something else. I don't like Maurice this season. I don't like the fact that Kimmi got a sex therapist. How the heck you the one recovering from breast cancer and things like that? And I'm like, I'm gonna get a sex therapist for Maurice, for us. Yeah. But it's for him though. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? It's like, outside of the storyline of Monster, what do we know about like Maurice and Kimmi? Only thing that we know is he wanted Monster. He was having some type of beef, or not even he was having beef. It was some type of like passive aggressive going on with the ex-wife and like the new wife. And then he's not getting enough sex. We don't know enough about Maurice and what he does for Kimmi for him to be this demanding of sex. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm lost at. Throughout these past other episodes, I've been saying, like, does he like her? I know he loves her. I'm only talking about the character he portrays on the show. I know he loves her, right? But I'm like, but I don't feel like he likes her, because it seems like she don't get no passes. Mm-hmm. Like, what passes does she get? Yeah. Like, when it was time for him and Kimmi to sit down with his ex-wife, he got up and left Kimmi there by herself to deal with that. Now, granted, I'm going back in the past and going past a couple seasons ago, but I'm trying to like gain some type of resources to bring here to try to support my point of like, when it's not solely about you,
how do you show up and support?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, I am 100% believer of Maurice got the money. He got you the Jeep. Hey, I'm not getting on my knees and building houses and things like that no more. I got money now. So you got to find something else to get your rocks off, Kimmi. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, every time we talking about Kimmi and Maurice, if it's not about Monster, if it's not about his ex-wife, it's about the lack of sex that he is getting from Kimmi. I'm tired of it. And I'm about to kick y'all off my show. Oh, goodness. You know how I am. I take ownership of these shows and I start kicking people off.
Exactly. They gonna get their walker papers.
I'm about to say. It probably will get mailed back to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm not mad, but I'm like so confused. It's really making me want to go back and start from the beginning of like this whole series. Yeah. And just watch their scenes. I'm like, I need to draw from something from them. Besides, like,
I don't think you're gonna find it.
Like, Maurice needs sex. Maurice needs sex. That's all I get.
Even before she was sick, like, it was an issue of him needing more sex.
I'm like, what is going on here?
Like, I think Maurice needs to see a therapist for his sex situation.
Are you on that phone, brother?
I mean, it just seems like it's a lot.
It's sick now.
It's a lot, and she can't even get a break when she has cancer. Like, it's disgusting to see.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Well, Nell and Chris are hosting a get-together at a cowboy-themed restaurant for everyone. The couples arrive. Tisha and Marsau, they greet Stormi and Courtney.
What's up?
Tisha even gives Stormi a hug. And Stormi thinks it's fake that Tisha hugged her. And she was a little thrown off by that.
Did you like that? I kind of like that.
What, Tisha hugging her?
Listen, I know you don't like me, so I'm going to give you that church hug.
But even that...
It's fake I
didn't think it was that fake. Like, I feel like they made it clear, like, okay, we're not going to be, like, close buddy, but why can't Tisha greet her and give her a hug? I didn't think it was that bad. I feel like Stormi is more angry than they are.
I mean, of course, because in Stormi's culture, angry is one of the main emotions. See, I was going to test you, like, what is one of the main emotions of Stormi's culture? It's anger. Yeah. And it's anger that comes out of nowhere. No, I think these women, and when I say these women, I'm talking about Stormi and Tisha, they have passive aggressive, like, in their bones. Yeah. I don't think Tisha hugged her in the sense of, I ain't got no problem with you, girl. You really got a problem with me, but here. I think she hugged her knowing that, just a couple days ago, you came to me talking about how I took this from you, and I definitely didn't take no accountability. We just had a double date and it ended bad and things like that. And you know how Tisha is. Tisha will find a problem with anybody, but she still gave him a side hug. You get what I'm saying? Okay. That's how I picked it up.
All right. Then Martell and Melody arrived separately, of course. So they announced that everyone is going on a trip to Houston. Yeah. And Mel says that she wants to be on a different side of the house and have a lock on her door for her peace of mind and her safety. Yeah. Which I respect. Kimmi asked if the Scotts and, Stormi, if they've ironed everything out. Stormi making all these faces. Courtney says he's good. Stormi says she's not too sure. Tisha is over there talking to the other ladies, and she's saying that her and Stormi are fine. Tisha says Stormi is sending mixed signals and is like, why are you talking to Mel about the website issue when we already addressed it? She says it's giving fake and tacky.
Stop. Okay. Listen, everybody's wrong in this situation, by the way, in my opinion. Tisha, you have literally no leg to stand on. Yeah. Literally. Don't talk about how it's giving anything, because it's giving plagiarism and it's giving I'm going to sue you. Okay?
Yeah, Tisha really should not talk about the website thing at all.
That's why I don't even understand, here's the thing. To Tisha's point, if you had a problem with me, you should have got everything out with me at that moment when we was in that construction site. You get what I'm saying? So I would give Tisha that, but at the same time, every time that the website thing come up, Tisha should always talk and take the humble approach of I made a mistake and hopefully Stormi can forgive me. Yeah. Like literally. Yeah. That's it. Don't say it's giving tacky. Now she's tacky? Because Stormi has already shown or already proven to you, or rather in her culture, that she takes things personally. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, why would you even play with Stormi in that way? Yeah. And when I say play with Stormi, I'm not saying play with her in a way to where it's a threat, but I'm like, she is a established real businesswoman. Why would you play with her hard work? Why would you play with her sweat, tears, and all those things, and basically said she talking about this website thing? It's giving tacky. I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, that's what we do in Stormi culture.
How about that for tacky?
Exactly. Now that's real tacky, right, dude? You know what's tacky? Homelessness. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, you should always, if you're talking about it, or if people bring it up to you, you should be like, yeah, that was something I messed up. I missed the ball right there, and hopefully Stormi can forgive me. I'm working on it. You know what I mean? Go ahead, continue. Don't make it seem like Stormi has the problem. Don't make it seem like Stormi has the problem of talking about it. Right. You shouldn't have did it. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. Well, Kimmi pulls Stormi to the side, and Stormi says the thing with Tisha, it's going to be a high-buy situation. Yeah. She's big on how she feels, and if she doesn't feel it, she just can't stay there. Yeah. If Stormi hears anything condescending, she wants to pop off.
This is Stormi. Yeah. This is Stormi culture. We're learning things about the culture.
Kimmi says that, look, Marsau is a gaslighter, condescending, passive-aggressive, and so is Stormi. Basically, she says she can dish it, but she can't take it.
Y'all the same. Basically.
And Stormi's like, that's it when it comes to me and Tisha and Marsau. We don't need to have any more conversations.
Yeah.
Like, we're good. We're done on it.
What is that room that Kimmi told her to make sure that she builds something?
Yeah, she says, like, when you come to the trip, just make sure that your bedroom is like an oasis to where you can have peace and quiet and really make it nice for yourself.
Okay. That would be good if Stormi wasn't the cause of strife, though.
Yeah. Every time she comes around, she's got this nasty
Stormi
energy.
is the storm. You get what I'm saying? In Stormi's culture, as we've seen throughout this episode, you can see how she can dish it and not take it, as Kimmi said. As Kimmi said. But if you actually look through the history of their family history throughout this season, you see her mother and her aunt. They can't. It's a storm amongst them. Yeah. Right. And she's trying to play mediator with them and things like that. She has a discord with Marsau with the $100, and that's how we got to the whole calling him a B thing. How can you tell someone who is the cause of all this strife, be like, make sure you create a place of peace for yourself, when she's the one not bringing peace to nobody? Yeah. She's the storm. You get what I'm saying? So I think Stormi needs to learn how to let things go. Absolutely. Like, really. If you're winning, continue to win. You know what I mean? Courtney is winning. He is the only adult, as I said last episode, amongst y'all two. They asked Courtney, how's everything with you and Marsau? He said, we good. Stormi like, that's not the line. I'm over here trying to get you riled up, trying to get you to fight the man, and you over here giving hand daps. You over here talking about y'all good. I'm over here like Mr. Steele, and like he just like, hey brother, just don't do that again. No, that's not what we do in the Stormi culture. We get rowdy. We call him the B word. So that's why I'm like, hopefully Stormi do learn that just let things go. But I will say this in support of Stormi. And it is sad that I'm saying this, because truth be told, I'm not a fan of Tisha, but how everybody talk about Tisha, it kind of makes me a fan of Tisha. Okay. It's like, okay, somebody got to support her. If Tisha say one more slick thing about this website, I serve her. I serve her them papers the next day. I'm not even holding you, because some people won't learn. Like, usually when people escape something, some people react, whew, I won't do that again. Yeah. And then some people will act like, oh, it won't happen to me again. Besides, they won't see what they did to contribute to the mistake. Exactly. So I'm like, Tisha may be one of those things to where she may got to touch the stove to know that it's hot. She might have to learn. Put a hand on it. Let her lose some money and some credibility for her to really like take it seriously. Because I don't think she's taking it seriously enough. Continue. Marsau says that Stormi just needs to get over it. Yeah. And I agree. Time to move on. Yeah, it really is. So Mel talks to Nell and wants to be kept as far away from Martell as possible on this trip. She says, do not pair me up with him with group stuff. Don't try to associate us together. Like, we are not together. Yeah, facts. Then we see Nell riding the bull, and she is having a good old time. Yeah. Well, we are in Houston. Yeah. And this house is gorgeous. It's nice. Yeah. So Nell and Chris arrive first. They pick out their room. Yeah. And Mel arrives, and Chris is over here talking about some Mel and Martell something. And she shares her boundaries with Chris. Yeah. Look, don't even associate our names together. This really isn't a laughing matter for us. It's to the point where it's not even a joke. So cool, we good, we on the same page. And he says, yes, Mrs. Rogers. Yeah, he basically said that when Mel was asking where is her room and stuff like that, he basically was like, I got a brother that's gonna be next door to you and stuff like that. That basically he's paraphrasing. And I think people need to understand something. When I say people, I mean the people on the show. She's not divorced for fake. Yeah, this ain't a TV divorce. You get what I'm saying? This is a real divorce. And I actually find it interesting that, like, Chris will make a light of it. Like, wasn't y'all, like, subpoenaed to testify? Exactly. Like, wasn't y'all at the name changing ceremony? I'm like, if there's anybody that should be, like, making light of this, it's y'all. Because wasn't y'all mad that y'all got subpoenaed and Martell didn't tell y'all? So you know it's a serious matter because you was actually in the courtroom. So, like, I really don't get the whole making light of it. But, us guys, we joke about everything. Yeah. Continue. Then Kimmi and Maurice arrive. Shortly after that, Tisha and Marsau arrive. Yeah.
They get to see their rooms, and they have a Jack and Jill bathroom, so all 4 of them will be sharing a bathroom.
Yeah.
Kimmi talks to Maurice, and they are going to do their sex therapy homework. Okay. But first, she needs to get him together.
Okay, tell me
because of this interview with Carlos King, where he went on talking about how she was suffering, standing for him while he was standing for her by turning over while she had cancer, wasn't feeling well, so he could still get his rocks off. So, and Kimmie's telling him, you didn't think it was a big deal, but it's a huge deal. I got my mom calling me, asking me for questions, what's going on in our household. And Maurice owes her mom an apology. His joke had collateral damage, and Maurice says he wasn't thinking when he said what he said. And, they practice and they try to get his words right. And basically she's like, you needed to get it together by the time you talk to my mom.
Maurice confused me the most on the show. Because I'm like, bruh, so you telling me you in an interview with Carlos King and you're basically saying that, hey, I'm having sex with my wife with cancer. She turns over and basically takes it. You get, for one, takes it already gives a imagery in your head. You get what I'm saying? For 2 people to be married and basically consensually married, take it doesn't really paint that picture. Right. Dude, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. What's wrong with you? Like that's all I can ask. You know what I mean? He and then Carlos was like, you need sex, and like he said that, I need sex like Carlos, you need mess and things like that. And they laughed about it. I don't know what's going on with Maurice. Like, I'm not even gonna get on my soapbox and talk about like how dare you and things like that. People, cause truth be told, that ain't my wife. And guess what? He didn't offend my mama. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna be one of those review shows that go in and go on. I'm more confused than anything. Yeah. I'm like, what were you thinking if you was? And he said he wasn't. Yeah, and he said, and Kimmie says he thinks everything's a joke. He's not funny. No. It's deeper than it's more than a joke. Like, I wouldn't accept that answer. Even the answer that he gave about I wasn't thinking, I'm like, no. You were thinking about something. Yeah. Because it's like, were you trying to upset the audience? Were you trying to mess with us? Like, but you end up making your wife look crazy? Like, because to me, I'm like, okay, you don't like me. That's the only way I get to. You have to now talk me off the hill of you don't like me. Because now I got the facts to at least prove that, Your Honor. You're the evidence that my husband don't really like me like that. He sees me as someone who just take things. You get what I'm saying? Like your wife shouldn't be someone that just take things. Yeah, or suffer through it. Especially when she's going through cancer. So that's why I'm like, what's wrong with you, brother? You get what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna move off of it because it gives weird. Listen here, that little thing, the homework that the doctor gave y'all, the way y'all could just sit on each other's lap and stare at each other, that ain't gonna fix this. Yeah, y'all need to have some conversations, chair to chair. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, and Maurice really needs to like think deeply and provide some meaningful answers because you're right. This isn't helping. This doesn't let me know it's not going to happen again in a different way, in a different form. It's like you just totally disregard me. And the reason why I say they should abandon this homework is because this homework is linked to a reward. The homework is linked to, it will build our intimacy, which will lead me to sex. I'm like, no, we need to talk for real. Yeah. Because I need to know what you think of me, how you view me. You get what I'm saying? Not some type of homework that, that's when she sits on my lap, I stare in her eyes, I tell her how beautiful she is, and then hopefully one day of doing this 5 times, doing it a week, we have tremendous sex. No. Yeah. Y'all got some deep problems. At least the characters that y'all portray on the show. Yeah, it just looks that way. It looks that way. I don't know, y'all. Continue. Well, next, Tisha and Marsau talk. And they have been asking about Tiffany and Lou and wanting them to come because they make some really good cocktails. They gone, man. But they're not coming back. Tisha says she ran into Tiffany at the store, and Tiffany was just saying that, postpartum depression is real. Yeah. She said she saw baby Ace, and he was so cute, and she get to giggling, and she said she took a pregnancy test. Just threw it out there. And she said it was negative. And Marsau said, that's so funny because I have a vasectomy.
And she said, look, I knew 3 people who got pregnant when their husbands had a vasectomy. Mm-hmm. He asked, did the baby look like the husband? Good question. Marsau is saying, look, I'm speechless. I really don't know what you want me to say. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't like his response. And Marsau says, look, my first thought, if you were to get pregnant, is not going to be anything other than you need to get a blood test.
Yeah.
Tisha says she would leave him after that blood test. He said, how you going to leave somebody who already left you? Mm-hmm. Tisha wants to stop the convo because it's getting disrespectful, and that's where we end.
Tisha, I don't understand you either. What make you think that you can tell your husband who got a vasectomy, not even this year, I think it was years ago, mm-hmm. that, yeah, I took a pregnancy test. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to talk to a lawyer. Mm-hmm. Immediately. I don't even understand why... Like, do you know how that portrays you? Mm-hmm. And maybe, like, and Marsau was joking around saying, hold on, this is how you feel when I be talking to you? Because I feel like you're gaslighting me.
Yeah.
And if you're doing this to me, I now see what I be doing to you. Uh-huh. But even then, Tisha got upset and then tried to be fake upset with him because you told him you took a pregnancy test on TV, first of all.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Somebody said that possibly they knew. Mm-hmm. You know, another person that reviews the show said that possibly they knew that
like Marsau knew already, like Tisha already told him
that she took the pregnancy test. Uh-huh. Even then, I'm like, if I knew that, why am I letting my wife go on the show and letting this be a part of a storyline?
Yeah, this
just lets me know, Tisha, you need to listen here. Your words, you may need to go back home mm-hmm. and watch the house. This her words. This ain't me sending her to the kitchen. Uh-huh. She says she thinking about, like, you know, maybe I need to go home. Because I'm like, if this is what you choose to be your storyline, mm-hmm. The portrayal of this, it doesn't make you look bright.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make you look bright. It makes it look like, what's the problem with me taking a pregnancy test? Like, it is not 100%, you know, guaranteed that it gonna work. Yes, but it's like 99.99999. Mm-hmm. Like, it's kind of like condoms. It's kind of like birth control. Nothing is 100% guarantee. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, I want you to be portrayed better. You know what I'm saying? Not just this like this nickel and diming of just like, yeah, I took a pregnancy test, but it was negative. You ain't got nothing to worry about. It's like, come on now.
Yeah.
Stop it. Anything else that happened on this episode?
I mean, only thing I really had to say about their conversation with that, I don't know why Tisha is like laughing. Like you said, I think it's like the awkward laugh probably.
The way, yeah.
But it just makes it seem like she's not taking anything seriously. And if you're sitting up here telling your husband you taking a pregnancy test and he has a vasectomy, I mean, what did you expect him to think?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a cause for concern. You know, I'm over here, got a vasectomy, and you're pregnant? Is it mine? That's not a crazy question.
No, it's not. Is it? It's not mine.
Right. That's not a crazy question. And for her to be so upset by that, I was really confused why she was so upset. Because, like, that is somewhere where someone's mind would go. But I guess she's like, you know, you're my husband, you should trust me.
Nope.
But it's odd for you to be pregnant and I got a vasectomy. And she's like, I knew 3 people. Okay. I don't know.
Do you know 3 people or have you heard 3 stories?
Right.
Because people like to say, I know 3 people, and then that's when you start hearing these names. She named 3 celebrities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know 1 celebrity that got a vasectomy, and he kept having kids, and I'm like, I feel sorry for that brother.
Yeah.
He really tried to stop. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Anything else?
That's all.
Make sure y'all subscribe to the content. Y'all be good.
Bye.